Ah, okay. Greetings, folks. We're here. Happy Wednesday. Bit of a awkward stream for me today. Not because of the time or anything. It's just, man, life is gonna make me do some weird things, but I'm gonna have a weird next 24 hours. I'll get into that. It's not important right now. But it's actually kind of, I guess, a gracious story to tell, but I hope everyone's been doing alright. We're here for fun because I got something special today. Because like yesterday, I definitely wasn't expecting this to be on the docket today. But we're doing it anyway. So, how about we stop dilly-dallying and all just get us over there. Now, the game itself shouldn't be a surprise. This has been out for about a month. I've played it off stream. I enjoyed it. It's definitely, I'd say a 9 out of 10 game. It's not a 10 out of 10 game. We'll get to that. But of course, you know, hyping myself up for playing this, I had played it and then decided, in terms of getting happy for the remake, which I did. So I think this game does a very good job of being a remake, and I've mostly enjoyed it itself. I could actually show off the opening cutscene and stuff, because you know we didn't actually do it. Enoch here can probably compare this to when we did the original game. But for those of you who don't know, I feel like this is more of a retelling of Pac-Man World 2 versus a straight remake like the original repack was. Although I feel like there's a lot more effort put into this one. Mickey Scream always gets me there. But I do love the new voice acting this game has. It's great. I feel like it adds a lot of personality. One of the main things I think this game does better is retelling the story. It changes some plot points, but the animation feels still sure, but I think the voice acting adds a lot to actually giving the character's personality and stuff. And, kind of build those connections. You know, actually paints the main villain as something to actually be taken seriously like he's supposed to be. Because it kind of is. I don't know why, but this animation of him actually grabbing over there also adds a lot to me.
I'm free from that infernal tree. Now then, you four, bring that accursed golden fruit and follow me. Don't keep me waiting. Once I'm through with them, the rabble of Pac-Land will know the meaning of true terror.
Pac-Man World 2 Repack.
Also, the main reason I love this is because they got Martin Sherman, his voice actor for World 3, back to replace his role after 20 years, and that's amazing. And that's why we're here. The Sonic DLC's out. That kind of stuff dropped yesterday during the State of Play, and I wasn't expecting it to. Because I was like, I put up my game yesterday. I put up my PlayStation yesterday. I was like, why's this game getting a patch? Are they fixing boss fights? I didn't find any patch notes, unfortunately. There might be some now. I don't know. But like, of course, here's my file. This content does reveal some things like post game, which exists. But we're here for a reason. So,
Waka waka waka.
since the Sonic DLC just dropped, convenient timing because oh, cool. I also realized I am also in the post-game world itself, remembering that from last time. Telling me how to get there. Okay, so yeah, the main thing this does in fact add is an entire post-game after the fact, which I think goes to the effort, although it's not perfect. So we're going back to the main world to do the DLC. Forgot I hadn't come back here yet. I can cover that in a bit, not to show off too much because I don't want to spoil anything, because this game's still relatively new. It's only been about a month or so. But we have a letter from Sonic apparently in our mailbox? What's that about? Oh, okay, I guess Sonic's just actually physically there, huh? Sonic, how did you even get to Pack Village? Okay, so we're not getting actual voice acting, huh? I guess that works both ways. So this is kind of a cross-promotional deal. For those of you who don't know, Sonic's here. Pac-Man's getting to be in Crossroads. So, that is absolutely happening. What do you have to say? Okay. I'm surprised. Your friend left a present for us. A Tang arcade game, Pack Sonic. Oh my gosh. It's a new arcade game called Pack Sonic. You experience Sonic's world through this. Give it a shot and see if you can beat it. Oh, and there was one other present. Let me know when you're ready for it.
Welcome.
Hi, Pac-Man. I have a present from your friend. There's the costume. Ta-da! A new costume. I think it's wonderful and would suit you. Come on, give it a try. Okay, so yeah, that is the one other thing they've at least, you know, done out of here. It's the new costume systems because there's missions now. The Talkman one was for having World 1 repack on the same console, so that's a neat crossover deal. I bought the deluxe edition, so you also got like the Pac-Land stuff, which is neat. I think this game does a lot. I like it a lot. Probably my favorite game of the year, not that I've played too many that actually released in 2025, but even despite its flaws, I enjoy this a lot. I like the original. I think the remake does it justice. I have fun, because it kind of, like I said, it's not a straight remake, it's more of a retelling. It kind of does things differently, but... Okay, so let's see. South Pack Island. Oh my gosh, they actually did. Oh, they're named Axe too. That's cute. Oh, we're collecting red star rings? That means there's gonna be 5 of each of these, huh? The health also is segmented, meaning I think we have something else happening here. But the main reason I was excited to do this today because the DLC stuff dropped, of course. So I wanted to check it out, see how it is. Like, these are two favorite franchises of mine, so combining them just seems cool. Okay, so clear with 100 or more rings, collect all red star rings, and of course there's time trials as well. So one thing this has over the original is missions. You have to do them, and you don't have to do them all at one run. When you clear them all, you get rewards. Sometimes they're costumes, sometimes they're arcade machines, sometimes they're records. Since, you know, nothing else is here, there are records, but I'm curious to see how this goes. Hi, Jack. How's it going? Pet the Jack. So how about we get started with Act 1, rolling around on the island.
Let's go.
You take damage through 0. Oh, okay, so we are just... Hi, Modern Grey Hill from Generation. Oh my gosh, here you monitors. Okay, so we still have pack dots, but we also have rings. Okay, so this is basically like boost if we do it this way. Still have tokens. So that's good for the gacha at least. I'm glad I could just miss the enemies like that.
Whoa!
You take damage through 0 range, you'll lose a life, so be careful. So yeah, it's just... Okay, so if we're not going fast, then we can still use our normal attacks. I probably needed to bump bounce over that though, didn't I? So yeah, I'm guessing everything extra is just gonna kind of end up being... Huh, you know what? I'm curious. Yeah, it does work, okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to rip roll up this hill. I do like Modern Green Hill from Generations at the remix. I'm just kind of shocked they used it. Like, are there gonna be other options here? The level design is at least original, so I know that was a worry for some. It's using the assets, of course, because the sake of nothing else, definitely knows how to kind of process on a low budget. Oh my gosh! Oh, that's cute! There's egg robo ghost! Oh, that's amazing! Ow! Ooh, that's painful.
Eat 'em all!
Oh, you become Super Pac-Man! Oh, this I like the detail in this. This is pretty great. Let me say I am going back and kind of doing that. Oh, we changed the spin dash. We changed the rev roll to the spin dash sound.
Yep.
That might require a bit of effort just to get up there. I think it's definitely doable. Look, if this game pays to be explorative, I am making sure to explore.
Yep.
Gotta use that hammer every once in a while. Okay, so that just kind of skipped things for you. So I'm assuming that's there for the sake of a time trial. You know, it makes sense. Alright, Choppers, where you at? I know this one didn't have a score mission, but I'd rather get the high score anyway. That's the old school brain working, a number go up. This outfit is so funny to me. Well, that's painful. I'm gonna assume rings don't actually count for this score. Cool, so now I'm at 0 rings. Meaning if I get hit again, I do actually die.
Yep.
I think it's neat that they try to combine actual, like, properties from the series' main sale into this game. I gotta be careful because this is still Pac-Man World 2, meaning there is a no death bonus. So, right now the goal is to try and not die. Oh, it's that. That's a replacement for a homing attack chain, I realize. Oh, well, here's one of them. And I was right to assume there are 5 of them. Because that is just standard for any Sonic game. Ooh. I'm just gonna assume there was nothing in there but pack dots, so. Now this is the crossover content we need in video games. I feel like Mario and Sonic as a platformer could probably have worked like this. Maybe they meet each other, I don't know. That's a Revro platform. I did this the wrong way. To be fair, that probably give me multiple ways to get here. Ow. That one is actually my fault. Oh, I needed to go up here anyway. I don't think I advanced to the level without it, so. It is gonna be a little weird because, at least compared to the original World 2, Pac-Man doesn't carry momentum anywhere near as much. They did slow him down. To be fair, they kind of did this for another reason. Well, I got a life only to die. Now, if you collect something, you don't have to collect it again if you die, thankfully. Which is something that is a quality of life fix from the original game. Whoops. Shout out to that Motobug going through the ground there. Also forget about these rings up here. I was right in that, just being pack dots. Well, there's one mission I'm failing at because it said collect 100 rings. So I'm definitely not doing that right now. This is the first one though. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh, I got time. There we go. There's a loop at Sonic Cable.
Here we go!
Hey, free life! I'm assuming I didn't miss anything by going to the top half. Well, here's the red star ring. Oh, we switched. Yeah, we switched to a 2D section. Saved it. Sometimes all you need is technique. Oh, there's a capsule up there. Huh.
Yep.
I might need some speed. The 2D section in my Namco game, yeah, I know, right? It's not like Namco never made a 2D game before. No, never in their lives. No, Pac-Man had a rough transition to 3D. No, I hate that joke. I can't even do that one. That joke is overdone anyway. Why is there a checkpoint in there? Perfect spot to land, by the way. Oh, that's a fun gap. It does take cues from the Generations level design. It's still got original level design in here. Oh, I can't go off the loop. Okay. Because I can tell where things are at, but like... They still put in an effort to make this, I guess, more approachable for Pac-Man. Oh. I didn't think about that. That's interesting how to do that. Ooh, that's a lot of spikes. So yeah, I'm just assuming those upper paths are just to skip this for the time trials. Oh, I took a laser to the face. There's a lot of tokens here, so if you ever need to grind for the gacha from figurines, this is probably the world to do it in. You live for now, Ghost. I can't kill you. Ow. Definitely didn't mean to do that. curious about having so many pack decks around, considering I feel like they're only here specifically for score now. So. But this is what I mean when I talk about World 2 Repack. It's like, yeah, the post game still had issues for a number of reasons. They still probably could have a chance to fix that. But I still feel like this had a lot more care put into it. A lot more effort put into it than the first repack. Not that that was ever a bad remake, it still did things perfectly fine. And I would still argue that's probably still the best way to play Pac-Man World 1. Just because it fixes so many problems the original game had. But I look at this and see all the charm here.
Yep. Yep.
There's also a fair bit of quality of life in this game too compared to the original game. But I think this one is the case of both can exist because this actually changes quite a bit. So, it is not one-to-one the same game. So I think there is a place where these both can coexist. But I do think, as in retelling, I think this does a good job. This is also another speedrun segment, so. I'm not keeping momentum the moment I do this, so. I'm just gonna assume I don't see a red star ring because none of these have really been in boxes. I can just go on. This has also been a great spot to farm for lives. Collect all the red star rings, singular. Could have put an S at the end of that, like.
Yeah!
I'm realizing I did in fact miss a Gachapon, but.
All right.
Oh my gosh, they even put they put the Generations to Results music too. Sorry, what Gachapons are here? What, Tails? You weren't even here! Alright. So, we got a couple levels here. They did say 3. So I'll probably get to look at Time Trials here as well. Supersonic Tricky Railroad, huh? Alright. Oh, there's a figure set here too. Missions are the same, huh?
Let's go.
So I don't think I have to worry about too many boxes because it seems like red star rings don't really matter that much. Or, I guess, pack dots don't matter that much, so the score doesn't matter gracefully. I respect this though. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Sonic Adventure 2! This rail grinding. I wanna guess who probably did this? Oh, there's an upper path up there as well. I wonder what was making that noise. That was on me, because I pressed the X button one too many times. Ah, there was a light in there. Noted. Oh, hang on! Nope, gotta go back. There's a redstone ring up there. I'm not missing that. Pays to have a keen eye for these things. Wait, nope, go back! I apparently missed that, too. So this is something refreshing. I feel like that state of play yesterday was definitely very boring, but seeing this actually get a release date was pretty charming. Learning about the second Marvel Tokon beta, which I'm probably not going to be able to do. I like the stuff we learned about Crossroads yesterday. Relevant because Pac-Man's supposed to be in that, though he's not yet, apparently. He won't be until next year. Oh, I think I know where I missed that third, You break these? Huh. But we're gonna have fun in Crossroads. Apparently SpongeBob's this week. So that'll be interesting, not that I have the DLC yet. To be fair, I didn't think I was even gonna have the game by this time. And so my friend gifted it to me last week, so. But we got more Sega, more of the free characters as well. So seeing Knights, Ai, and Tangle and Whisper, the lesbians making it to the game. Seeing IDW characters in an actual Sonic game that's not just a mobile game is actually kind of amazing. So. Good for them. Good for them. Definitely looking forward to it. I'm very excited. There was probably a life in there. Oh well. Doing the time trial 3D levels are gonna probably be very interesting. Because they're gonna be a very different way to play this. I missed the ramp! Oh no! I missed the ramp! All my rings!
Yeah!
Gone! Oh, this is an interesting segment. Maybe because it's a 3-button section. Alright. This is that they start flying when you're around.
Mega Pac-Man!
I'm not making that jump until we get... Yeah, there we go. But, since my friend did give it to me and I've gotten to play Crossworlds, it's good! I love it! I love it a lot. I liked it during the beta. I still love it in the full game. They've given me more customization options, which is serious. Why would you do this? And to be fair, would you believe me if I said I still wanted more? To be fair, it's not in terms of actual more content, at least not yet. I know we're getting that. But in terms of what I want for customization, it's more some quality of life. Because when you look at people's profiles, when you look at Crossworlds, when they list the parts, they list what class the parts are a part of, the car parts. Which I think is interesting. Because you can't mix and match parts from different classes.
Yep.
I think it's interesting you can butt bounce on the rail. And the reason I find that interesting is because it kind of makes me think, why can't we do that? We should probably be able to mix any part with any other part, because it's like a drop system. So if I want to have like a speed back and a power front, shouldn't I be able to do that? So I'm asking for that. These platforms do not stay up for very long. But I'm enjoying the game. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, this is not an interaction I expected. I'm actually kind of glad it exists. Do I need it in this particular instance? No, but you know what? I'm glad it's here. This is an interesting segment here. Oh, and it tilts. Oh boy. I'm getting Ghost Island backsplash right now. This is reminding me of that. It's like, they know you have to have beaten the game. Cause like, I'm pretty sure this unlocks when you beat the game. It probably doesn't, and it's not like there any time. But I'm like, they probably assume it's been like a month. Most people have probably beaten the game since. Oh gosh, the gotcha punch over there. Ow.
Yep.
That one was definitely an ow moment. I'm just like, which one goes in that direction? I'm actually not sure. Or am I actually just gonna have to risk that? Because it seems like I might. Well, that's one way to do it, I guess. I'm never getting that 100 ring mission here. To be fair, I could just end up doing it during the time trial. The thing since I can't do it, there are a lot of rings here. Round and round and round Pac-Man goes.
All right.
Alright, what did we get this time? Bug Bomber. The Egg Ghost. Knuckles! I do think this has a lot of charm, though. And I can just wear this costume whenever. Alright, so what do we have here? Alright, this is a boss. The 300 IQ Evil Genius. It is indeed a boss.
Let's go.
Every boss has a beat it without dying requirement, as always. Alright, so we're using the Death Fade Robot remix of Generations now. Dr. Eggman, why are you even here? Oh, that's a longer health bar than I would have thought. Okay, we might be in for the long haul here. And I'm already out of range. Dude, yeah. See the Green Hill Zone boss with the Death Egg robot team is a weird fix. But then I think back to Sonic Mania where the freaking Death Egg robot is in Green Hill Zone. So, like, what am I to expect here? They probably want me a rep roll away from that. This too. Yeah. I will say, the voice I think this game is weakest is actually the boss fights. Not the main game one so much, because they're not too bad outside of, like, one specific instance. Ah! Okay, I see how this works now. Oh, that's concerning. That's very concerning. Mainly because the boss fights have the problem of having no checkpoints. Oh, and the other two rings are over a pit. So, definitely got getting those. So if you die in a boss, you have to start all the way over. And some of these bosses go long, because every boss has at least 2 phases. Some of them have 3. Like I said, it's not too bad in the main game, because the bosses aren't that difficult. You may get hit every once in a while, but like... It was mainly the post-game bosses that really shook me over, so... For a number of reasons. Except for one. One wasn't too bad. That is actually gonna get really bad to dodge when he keeps breaking this platform. Oh! It at least spawned more rings, so I'm taking for that. I didn't think they were actually gonna do that. That is true, because it does reset everything. Including if you die at any point, it gives you your lives back if you start all the way over. But the thing is, you can also get the no death achievement for bosses during time trials, where you're probably better off just not dying anyway. So I always just kind of wait until time trials happen. No more rings, huh? Unfortunate. That is a really small platform. I am curious if there is going to be a second phase to this, because like all of these bosses have had it. And I was worried about this health bar. That actually is long. It's really just 4 attack phases. Who knows? I'm going through this to learn just as much as you. To be fair, I'm also surprised they did a boss at all, because they didn't have to. It's definitely not something I would have expected them to do. It does it 3 times now, so. There we go. Ugh. Ugh. Why did I go down on that one? Honestly, this reminds me a bit of the, of a certain boss. This definitely has similar beats. It's not the exact same, but I feel like the idea is the same. That attack is also going to be really hard to dodge. That was on me. It's also weird seeing me have to play a Sonic-style boss fight where I actually have to conserve rings instead of just collecting them all immediately. It's rare when I actually have a situation like that. But this isn't true to one-to-one Sonic, so you know. Pac-Man ain't all that fast. Hits. Ugh. Things that happen when the rev takes a bit to get going. Right, 3. Interesting. I tried to bait that to a corner just to see if I could actually have the space to dodge. I almost did. Okay, so there is a phase 2 to this. Oh, okay, I see what they're doing. I don't know if you're supposed to be sideways like that. This is the only boss with an actual checkpoint. I'm kind of shocked. A boss with a checkpoint? I figured there were gonna probably be 2 phases to this. Oh, that's an attack. Okay. So you want to just do that all the time, Eggman? I don't exactly think Pac-Man is known to fly if you keep destroying the floor. Okay, that's not true. Super Pac-Man can fly. Now they're just also putting gaps in the floor. Ah, dang it, I died right as I killed him. Ugh. Unfortunate double KO moment, those happen. This probably doesn't count. Oh, it does count! Huh. That's gonna be important for time trials then. Ah, before I got to the rings. Is this just learning about this one? Most vids have kind of had a practice of, as long as you learn to read the attacks, they're not that bad. Although, a couple of the post-game ones also had the problem of, we're gonna take space away from you, so it's gonna make it hard to dodge these things. Which, you know, was also a problem. Okay, can't say I was expecting a third phase. Well, okay, you know what? This actually makes perfect sense. It's an asset they love to reuse, so why not reuse it again? Oh, okay. I think I get it now. This is actually just the Generations fight, huh? Alright. That's certainly an idea that's happening there. Oh, okay, it's like the first phase. I gotta attack it enough and then it's done. I want to say I'm at least thankful these platforms also regenerate. Ooh, that was almost dead. That was a save. I technically cheated that one. There's no way I actually got away with that. Well, I'm getting away with this despite having no rings right now. I mean, yeah, it is the Generations model, but I'm not shocked. They've been reusing everything else. Although the level design has been original, and like, there were at least new concepts. I don't think I should have been able to do this. That was on me for not canceling my rev roll. Does that seem to at least kind of have the same problem the rest of the bosses in Pac-Man World do seem to have? At least in Repack. It's just that there's a bunch of downtime. That and enemies not really mattering because the pack dots don't do anything. I don't know why I jumped into that. I at least have to assume I can't dodge that just by normally walking, because it doesn't seem like it can. Thank you, Buzz Bombers. Glad I got shocked out of there. That's why I actually trying to attack the boss. I think this will give credence for you to have to fight actual enemies in a boss fight for like the first time, actually. Well, I say for the first time. They had credence to doing any other bosses too, because they can drop health. I don't think these Buzz Bombers are dropping rings though, so I don't think that matters to me. Well, joke's on you, boss. I guess I just stayed out here until platform spawn. That's one way I can do this too, I guess. That feels risky though. I may have been stupid and forgot to jump. Oh, guess I'm just down here till platform spawn. It has a lot of the same problems too, where like you're just getting locked by things too. Even just trying to use everything in my kit correctly. This time they have the difficulty of a post-game boss. Well, that could have been disastrous if I had waited. Oh, here comes the fun part. I don't leave it. If I can take advantage of that attack, could not mean that he can't do the shockwave when I land on the platform. So, we've got that ring back. Oh! I completely dodged this last time because I didn't actually see what the pattern was. Oh, that's so much worse.
Yep.
You shouldn't be able to summon enemies during that. I missed. Cool. I missed. Hi, Sonic. Did you get to pick the different song? Interesting that they also have their own end credits for this. Wait, huh? Oh, Tani? What does Otani do here? I'm guessing maybe the That 2 song? So it's still less deaths than other boss fights in this game. Admittedly. Huh. Well, that was interesting. It was a fun little romp. The levels are still inventive and creative, and the bosses still have the problem every boss in this game does. Time waster. I can't say lucky checkpoints this time because this one actually had checkpoints, but makes me curious. I'm also not getting any of these because I didn't unlock any of them. So some of them are here. Because that's just... I still think this is neat because we did actually get one original song in this. Well, I guess two, because we got... That is an original song in itself, too. I think it's cute at the very least. Like, the levels are fun. Even if they are reusing the Generations assets again, because why can't Sega ever not? But, like, there were at least original levels in there because they have to design around Pac-Man. Incorporating the gimmicks is fun. The fact that there's rings, the fact that there's Red Star rings to collect, I think that's neat. Like, having a boss too, although I wish this game didn't suffer from the rest of the boss problems, which is a lack of giving you health at certain points and everything just being made too meaty, and also, gosh, just taking platforms away from you. When it comes to the bosses and difficulty in this game, they want to make it a bullet hell. They don't have to do that. Like, the patterns are readable, sure, but they're still annoying to dodge. This is itself also a problem. But I mainly wanted to check this out. It's still a little early in the night, so admittedly, we'll probably do something else. I don't know what else to do, but could potentially still keep it Pac-Man theme. But we'll think about that in a second. We'll let you guys rest for a bit. I'm gonna go run ads. So I'll be back in 3 minutes. You guys can go stretch and everything. Go take care of yourselves. We'll be back soon. I also did at least change the gift for today. So Well, you all should be back now. I did think of something to do during the break. Problem though. It's not ready yet. For some reason, I thought it would be ready in time, but nope, it still has to install. So we're kind of just waiting here for a bit. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect it to be at this point. While we were actually going to have to wait, while I thought of other ideas. But I figured, the pack is back, so why stop him? We're gonna do more Pac-Man stuff around anyway. I just actually didn't know where to go. I'm still just thinking about that, man. That feels like World 2 as a whole. It started so strong. The DLC. And then the boss just happened and it kind of fell apart. I know it just seems like at that point it's like, if you remember the boss, then it's not an issue, but like, the boss should be fun to start with, not once you actually get good at it. Although, people tend to say that about Sonic games too, so I guess I can't be too surprised. And there is credence to that. I do apologize that we're still waiting because I had other ideas. I just didn't actually expect the install to actually have to happen now. I was looking at it now, it's like close to 70%, so we're getting close. It just actually took me by surprise that we had to do this now. At least I'm thankful for the skin. The skin's gonna be useful. I'm sure I can get to the minds of the speedrunning with that. No, I'm thinking about other things we got to talk about. I didn't talk about why this next 24 hours is gonna be weird for me. Because there's absolutely going to be something else. I believe I have told the story about me going to a wedding, right? So this last month was a lot of getting ready for that. The wedding's tomorrow, by the way, so why the next 24 hours is going to be weird. Although I had a last minute change happen today. I didn't expect my sister to call me today, but she did and told me the person that was supposed to bring her down the aisle got sick. So I got called and she asked me if I wanted to do it. I said sure. So on top of anything else tomorrow, the abstract of going to a wedding, I'm also doing that now. So interesting. Outside of everything that was already kind of going around with the wedding, because there was already complications on the outside, but you're gonna do. On top of this, last week has also been a medical issue on top of medical issue, and then that story's still ongoing. Won't get into too much now, because now it's kind of gotten super freaking private, but no, that's also still happening, and that hasn't been the greatest this week. Oh yeah, by the way, game's installed. So from one Pac-Man game to another. Now I have the physical edition of Championship Edition 2, meaning I have access to the arcade games as well, which are normally just on like on your digital storefronts whenever it's available. So I was gonna do CE2 anyway. It's a game I haven't touched in a while, so I could probably actually use the refresher. It's a shame though, because I have CE2, but not CE2 Plus, which I think is a better version of the game. Also, if I'm smart, I should probably actually be changing the game title, so this isn't misleading. Alright, that should have gone through. So you know what? We're just gonna do this and chill for a bit. Championship Edition is probably one of my favorite versions of Pac-Man. At least DX Plus, especially. Like the original is still good. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think 2's as good as the original or DX Plus. Well, that might be better than the original. I don't know about. It's definitely not better than DX Plus though. But this is definitely a modern take of the normal maze design for Pac-Man. Kind of makes things faster paced, and I do kind of love it for that. My favorite version of Pac-Man is still definitely, for all intents and purposes, Pac-Man Arrangement. The 1996 one, not the 2005 PSP one. But this game decided to kind of have like an adventure mode versus the first one, which was definitely just the score attack. They kind of added more single-player content to this to kind of add to its longevity as a sequel. So there's like a mission mode around here, so you have to do certain things. So they design all these level layouts and stuff for you. They have all these extra like designs and stuff. This game is very kind of chilling. It's like intense, but it's also kind of just a vibe game. So I didn't mind actually doing it. They did change some things from this one between games. The ghosts have their own independent trains now. And when they show, you can bump them a couple times before they go aggro. So touching a ghost train doesn't immediately kill you like it has in the past. But they also add new gimmicks to these every once in a while, like you can see where the ghost trains go, and power-ups that kind of get away from you. But this game's always just a big vibe to me, so. Oh, you jerk, I had to eat more to make the fruit appear. How dare you? But they had these new animations for these chains, and those are pretty neat. Well, this one's tough. I know it's been a while since I've actually played this game. Like, it's been years. You know, the pack does have a uses though, because when you clear a room like that, it spawns a bomb. I think I'm losing on this one. Just on virtual running out of time here. This is a bit in the game. This is like World 3, so. Also, dying also ends the mission early. Could have just done like a basic score attack. I figure it might as well make good and actually, you know, probably make progress as well. Ah, getting distracted here. But I think this is also a good defining of my history. You know, arcades have always been a pastime for me. I kind of like that old school feel. It's just like, you kind of have to learn things and get better at them if you want to see more of the game. Wow, I'm just catching these terrible patterns. Ugh. The original Pac-Man is kind of rustic. So, it's not my favorite Namco classic. I respect it for the foundation it left because, you know, it was one of the first of its kind. I know when people think of Pac-Man, ideally, they probably think of the Miz variety. I really do just have to use most of these anyway. Doesn't leave you enough time to really use the ghost train, I feel like. But Oh, that's potentially gonna really suck. Never mind, we're good. I keep forgetting these also have difficulty settings. Oh, that's because they also give you lives. And you better time alignment as well. But the other reason these are really chill is because these games have phenomenal soundtracks. Well, because this is also really just the genre of music I love. Potentially will still suck. Never mind, we're good. Now we're hitting it. But does anyone? I don't know if anyone else really had an arcade history like mine, where like definitely the Namco classes were before my time, but because I went to classic arcades and played them, they were certainly definitely kind of in my wheelhouse. Like I said, Pac-Man isn't the Namco classic I think of. Potentially I played Galaga first, but even that isn't my favorite. I took the wrong route there. That one kind of hurt. There's two I think of first when I think of Namco classics for me. I got stuck in pinball there. The two I think of first are Mappy and Devious. You might think, why Mappy and why Devious? Firstly, I would tell you to put some respect on Mappy's name, because he's always been the forgotten one. Oh, what was this game we're running out of time on? The main reason I think of them is the, I'm sure everyone's at least had one plug and play in their life. if they're a gamer. Or at least knows of them. Maybe you didn't actually own one like I did. But I specifically did, and how I got to learn those classics early on in my life is because of that plug and play. At least some of them. It was a Miss Pac-Man one. But it was a special Miss Pac-Man one because I think at this point, Jack Specific was making those plug and plays that had like the cartridge slots so you could have more games than was built into those things at the time. But also, it was also special because one of the games on that Miss Pac-Man plug and play was Pole Position. And to give you the turning controls for it, the joystick was twistable. So you had that in there because was Miss Pac-Man, Mappy, Xevious, Pole Position, and I believe Bosconian, which Bosconian is like that. No, Galaga. Galaga was definitely in there. So what did I say? Miss Pac-Man, Mappy, Xevious, Pole Position, and Galaga, yeah. So I definitely got a lot of uses out of those. It's surprisingly good fun for something that ran on batteries and you plugged into a TV. But to be fair, definitely had instances of the emulation not working properly. Although that may have just been because wires were getting crossed, things were breaking. That thing's definitely seen wear and tear throughout the years. Ah, the sleeping ghost got in the way there. So, a thing I like about Championship Edition is it kind of, I think, technically the original thought of this was a glitch, and they kind of just incorporated it as a mechanic. So, Championship Edition has drifting. So, if you lean into a corner, Pac-Man will take that corner faster. I think they thought about this because this is something that was in the original arcade game. Like, if you specifically took a corner in a specific way, there was like a pixel where you could take a corner with a ghost around there and not die. So they kind of just made a mechanic out of that in the original Championship Edition. This is something I think is really interesting. And I think it really helps for the game's pacing, because this game is very fast. But it's also just a very chill and vibe game, of course. Knowing me, I'm probably gonna have to catch this thing and also eat the rest of the pack dots. Yeah. To get to the apple. Well, this one's kind of easy, so I can probably just do this first. There we go. It's interesting seeing them adapt this in a way that's changed. And I think World itself was also kind of the way to adapt it into a modern era. And I'm thankful for it because Pac-Man World, being a Pac-Man game that is a 3D platformer, it still kind of keeps the original like gimmicks. What the series was is pretty interesting. I think this one's more of a modern take on the 2D side. So like, all right, how can we take the original game and make it as over the top as possible? Kind of like what they do for like Tempest. Like, I think that's enjoyable and fine and fun. I want to see if I can get through this show for boss and we'll do like also a square attack. They try to help by having the ghost trains have readable routes. Those lines in the mazes is telling you where they possibly could go. Sometimes they like crossing those, so it's kind of hard to read them to get a prediction on them. Because at this point, like very early on in the game, the route didn't actually cross. They kind of very distinctly had corners. They don't have that right now. The thing that gets worse is the more, like, the full trains you eat, the faster the others go. So that also kind of makes them hard to read. Ah, they cross too much. The other instance for this is that it's kind of bad that you have to only eat them from the front. You bump the side to the back, you're just getting bounced off. It's annoying when they like the crossover like they do. Every game is not without its quirks. But sometimes you can also get lucky like that. Okay, is anyone else growing up in arcades? Anyone have any arcade classics they're fond of? To the point that they still think about games on that series today? If that series is even still around. I should have bombed there. Bombs are at least things to save you from ghosts. If you're like in a sticky situation, you press a bomb button and it'll reset your position more or less. In score attack, that's a penalty because the pack dot has a combo counter, and that gets cut if you use a bomb at any point. Although it's just a percentage cut, because if you die, it resets all the way. So technically, using a bomb, it's probably still a safer option than just straight up taking a death in most situations. But that one Clyde didn't stay aggro for very long there. Hold down. There you go. Getting through it. Now you get to see the boss, what a boss fight looks like in here. This is something new to TE2 because like the rest of the games in this series didn't have bosses. They wanted to do something to give this game more longevity. They're interesting. This one's pinky. So, the bosses are different in that when you eat enough for a fruit to spawn, the boss will immediately just make all the ghosts aggro at you. And live spawn. So when you get through it all, they want you to have a certain number of lives to the boss. I'd say normally there's not too much pressure. Although things like that can happen every once in a while. That was just unfortunate timing. Okay, so we got 18, so we didn't get the max option, but we still got a decent option. Because that was also pretty funny. We got 4 of the 6 stars there. You can see what the rest of the game has to offer. There's other options here. But how about we go do a score attack first? So the interesting thing about these, we have a bunch of stages here for Score Attack. Originally, it was just the one maze for Championship Edition in the original. DX Plus added more, but I've at least done all of them, but I haven't done much in Single Chain. Single Chain is basically what the original DS was. It was just one big train. So there'll be less hassle there because there'll only really be one major ghost. Others will spawn, but there will be one big train, really. I don't know what Extreme is. Oh, it says, ghosts become angry after one touch and you only have one, and you have no lives. You see what these are, because we have Championship 2, the default stage, Jumping, Hexagon, Highway, Dungeon, Mountain, Manhattan, Junction, Championship 1, so the original Championship layouts, and Spiral, which I think is also DX Plus. I'm curious, I'm going to do Highway. And there are 5-minute options, sure, and you can choose whatever you want here. The main thing about this is that they definitely give you a bunch of options for things. So, like, kind of things to customize it to your liking. So maybe you want, like, the 3D options here. They also had, like, unlockable skins. Do I not have? I should have this one, because, like, rank C or higher, that's not too hard. Unless they want you to also do all of them. Like, you can even customize how the maze looks. Okay, you want to have them look more rocky, more, I guess, neon-like. Legos, like Pac-Mania, because there's a 3D option. You can do something like this where they're hollow. The main thing, though, is changing the music. And, like, the music here, banger. There's that song too. And they have some songs from the original Championship Edition DX. And even the original Championship Edition itself. But I gotta do Pack Step, because that's like my absolute favorite song. It's from Championship Edition DX. But it just works so well. So if you notice the number of pack dots, that's your pack dot combo meter. That gets added to your score. It maxes out at 500, so the idea for you is that you kind of want to keep it at 500 and let the game speed catch up for as long as possible. Like I said, it resets if you use a bomb or die. So primarily you want to use a bomb instead of taking the death, because using the bomb will only take a percentage, and dying will reset it back to 1. So I'm going for bombs. Not to use them, but because bombs themselves also give you a bonus for end of score tallies. You see, I died there, and the combo counter reset back to 1. I tend to keep a flow state by following the down patterns. But it doesn't always go as planned, because sometimes the ghost can just get in the way, like I've had happen a couple times. I do also really respect these songs because they're fairly dynamic. They kind of use a timing-based structure for how these songs are made. They kind of are made to sections to loop. And they kind of change and get more intense as the game goes on. Now we see we're getting more ghosts here, we can use more train. I tried to bomb there and died for it. So that was not a perfect run in any means. I do kind of at least want to show off what happens when you do use a bomb. Just to show off that a percentage is taken away from you and not just the full combo. This game does get pretty intense because it starts off fairly slow and then speeds up on you. I don't know why they didn't carry this over from CEDX, which was the game that introduced this mechanic, but it had a speed counter at the bottom of the screen there. That speed counter was what dictated your packed out multiplier. But the point of finding a flow state here in Championship Edition is always about clearing floors and clearing them fast. Because that gives you more opportunities for more points. Press the wrong button for bomb. It's the shoulder buttons, like the triggers, not the bumpers, like I thought. Oh yeah, the ghost trains have a limit as well of how many ghosts can be in a train. I think the limit is 60. make sure I get that life first before going off. They don't just hand them to you, you actually have to pick up those lives physically. Meaning if you transition out a floor too fast, you can just straight up miss up on those. Now, see, when the last minute comes in, that's when the forest really starts softening in the movement. And that's why I said I wanted to hold on to bombs. Lives also get counted. They're worth even more than bombs are, but unfortunately I was dying a bunch, so. But did indeed lead to at least a new score bonus, so. And of course they have a tally to tell you what everything does. Pack Dots and Ghost will definitely be your two highest point totals in these. So those are definitely what you want to go for first. Let's do this. Sure, I'll keep it this way just to see what we possibly get out of this. Oh, that one didn't actually reset the score counter any. That is the situation where the slowdown happens and you get sandwiched, because I know that was a thing for a while as well. That was a little stupid. Whose lives in this game are a million? Every million points you get? They were a lot easier to get in the original championship edition because it was, I believe, every 20,000? Which just meant in the original championship edition, you were just rolling in lives. Because the way how pack not chaining worked in the original championship edition meant that every ghost you were eating, if you kept that going, was 3,200 points. So it didn't take very many of them to get another life showing up. You were typically rolling in it, man. Shoot, I could have really used that life. I think the shoot up is really funny at the end because it's just like, yeah, your score is skyrocketing here. Zoop. That's that. Right there here. Well, I mainly just wanted to do it for the Sonic DLC for World 2 Repack. I think that was fun. I think today's probably... I think that was a good time to end off. So, I think we'll end things off there. Oh, actually, while we do that, I want to thank you all for watching today. I wish the Repack DLC had probably not ended on such a sour note because it was going well up until that boss fight. I still think it's good in a positive light, but those boss fights need work, man. And I think they can patch them and really save them a little bit. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for being here. Reminder that you guys can sub anytime. Speaking of which, I just got a new emote approved apparently. So, might need a refresh if you want to see it. But those of you who are subbed probably will. I'm actually going to see if this works. There it is. I'm working on getting you more emotes. I still have a slot open and I need to get follower emotes. This will probably be a follower emote as well. But I'm working on it. There's more ideas in the work, but I also need to possibly even animate one in the future. We'll find out. But thank you all for being here. Reminder for followers as well, follower goal. If we hit 100 followers, and I do a bonus stream of Bugsy from start to finish. I'll most likely be an earlier stream, most likely Saturday, and we're there for the long haul, so I'm probably gonna have some stuff to help me out. So it'll be fun. Next stream should be Friday. We should be doing game clearing. I'll probably just continue doing another Rush edition, but we still have the rest of Skull Monkeys to get through, so we're probably gonna do that first before we move to anything else. Maybe we might give Vectorman another shot. There's probably other things we can do as well. Who knows? But that's something to consider for Friday. That'll be interesting to do. But, let's get out of here. I already know who we're rating. Having a target right now is actually very simple. What we do need right now is a hashtag, and I think it's probably just going to be the stream title. Oh, actually, hang on. There's someone here doing a Sonic game. I could send you over there, but nah, you know what? I'll stick with the initial plan. I'm heading over here anyway. I'm sending you guys to Claire. Be nice to her. Show her love. Also, we'll just do that as the right hashtag. It was the title as well, but it makes sense. Until then, you all enjoy yourselves. Have a good night. Take care.